to this. Yeah, yeah, this is Gorilla. Yeah, yeah, I'ma go get the bag. Yeah, yeah, or I'ma get the bag. Yeah, yeah, I'm so cold like yeah. Yeah, I'm so dull like yeah. Woo, we gon' blow like yeah.
Yo, what is up, squad? It's your main man, KiddStan, and today we're back with another finesse kid video. Now, as you guys can see, your boy, I'm not gonna lie, bro, I need to start leveling up or something in this game, or something, I don't know. But your boy's back with another Pirate Emperors video, right? You guys seem to be enjoying Pirate Emperors. I got a lot of mixed feelings about it. Some people think it's just like, some people think it's a Blox Fruits copy. Some people think it's better. It's a better version of Blox Fruits, like a more fun. Personally, I enjoyed the combat in the game. And I enjoyed some of the map stuff too, because some of the map locations where the boss areas are and stuff like that are just really cool. So you know what, I'm gonna keep making videos on it, because you know it's a pretty fun. It got some pretty fun mechanics and aspects to the game. So since you guys responded very well to the All Devil Fruit Showcase video, a lot of people are asking me like, yo, I don't know what devil fruit to go, man. You know what I'm saying? All this stuff like, oh, this devil fruit is like good for this, and this devil fruit is good for that. And I realized that the devil fruits are very like highly based on PvP, you know, which is kind of, I mean, I like that about this game, that the devil fruits aren't like gigantic explosions and stuff like that. So it allows you to focus more on PvP. So I decided I was going to rank every devil fruit on a tier list, and basically just rank every devil fruit from weakest to strongest. Now this is solely my opinion. This is just how I feel about the devil fruits, mainly just because, you know, I use them all, and I know all the moves for all of them. So, and I know what abilities they get, what kind of perks they get. So it's like, yeah, you know, I feel like my opinion is not too, I'll just say it's not too far from the truth. But at the same time, it's just like, it's an opinion, you know what I mean? I feel like for the most part, most people will be able to agree with the points that I'm making. But if you guys do agree, do me a huge favor. Let me know down below what you guys think is the correct tier list. Let me know what differences you guys might think or feel down below in the comments. But before we get into the video, if you guys do enjoy it, do me a huge favor, hit that subscribe button if you are new. And if you are subscribed and haven't done so, make sure to turn on the notification bell so you know when your boy uploads another dope video just like this one. I also do want to start live streaming this game too, so make sure you guys, you know, keep an eye out for that. But other than that, oh, I should kill this guy. But yes, other than that, let's get right into the video. Alright, so first on my list, starting at the bottom, the very bottom though, what I believe is the weakest fruit in the game, we got Chop. Alright, we got Chop, man. Now some of you guys gonna think, yo, Chop is pretty great. Yeah, it has boost, or it has not freaking boost, it has immunity to swords and stuff like that. So that's, yeah, I don't care. Okay, I don't care. Chop is some cheeks. Okay, first, Chop just has Chop Punch, which is like super quick. It's just kind of like a shockwave, which you'll get in literally any fighting style that you pick up. And then you get Festival, which is kind of just like an AoE where you just kind of like do damage and stuff around you real quick. It's just not worth it. Personally, not only that, you do have to get close to whatever target or person you're fighting. So if you can easily get outranged, if you are a Chop user, and I feel like that just personally puts Chop at a huge disadvantage against most PvP players. Next up, we have Bomb. Now, I put Bomb over Chop, even though Bomb is under Chop in the devil fruit shop. So according to the devs, they claim Bomb is, you know, a lot less valuable than Chop. Personally, I put it over Chop because of the fact that Bomb has range. Bomb is not great, it's not amazing, it's also cheap, so I won't cap. It's a pretty bad fruit compared to the other ones, but at least Bomb has Bomb Cannon, which is gives you you know, the ability to at least fight from range and not get too close up. It does AoE damage on its explosion, so it has an explosion, so not So that alone gives it also a better advantage over chop and chop punch. But bomb also has an AoE attack, a bomb attack too. It is a little delayed, so it's kind of not the best, but I'll take that over festival any day, because one, gives you ability to get closer and keep a distance depending on what you want personally. And if somebody's rushing you, you can kind of just set off that bomb AoE attack. You know what I'm saying? So personally, I put bomb over chop because of those reasons. Next up on the list, we have gum. Now gum is actually a pretty nice fruit. It's not horrible. It's not, I wouldn't say it's amazing, but I think it does do some good damage if you do land your attacks. You are immune to gunshots, if I'm not mistaken, but you still take damage from sword attacks, which is a which most people will use. A lot of people will use sword styles as like their secondary way of damaging people. But at the same time, gum does give you like a nice variety of attacks. It gives you four attacks, which is an upgrade from having two. Like I said, does do good damage, allows you to barrage and kind of just like keep the heat on whoever you're fighting, although you do have to be like close to mid range, but for the most part close range, so there is some type of disadvantage there, especially since you're still taking damage from any sword users or anyone else who has a good devil fruit. So after gum, we've got ice. Now this is where I feel like I had to think about what I was choosing and how this tier list was gonna go. I feel like this is kind of where it starts to get more personalized on my own opinion, and how I feel, like just looking at it from a PvP aspect. Because you guys know I love PvP, bro. Like PvP is like, I'll take PvP over PvE any day. So it's like one of like my favorite things to do, especially in these games. I like to get strong, I like to max out, get all the best stuff, and start doing the PvP. So this is why I feel like right here at this point it kind of hits that point where it's like, oh, okay, you start to think about different aspects, different factors into making this tier list and not just damage alone. So next up we got ice. I put ice after gum because ice, one, is a Logio, so that's a benefit of it, but the ice movesets are just not good. Okay, it's they don't do that much damage personally, in my own opinion. Ice Age is cool because you get to freeze people, but the freeze isn't super long. Ice Phoenix is just another projectile. Ice Spears is a projectile barrage, and then you got your little Todoroki attack. I feel like that's probably the best move out of all of them, just because the fact is, like, it's huge and super hard to miss. If you miss that attack, you probably shouldn't be doing PvP. But yeah, so I do think that's one of like the best attacks out of it. But for the most part, I think ice is it just doesn't do good damage. It does, like, its movesets aren't crazy, and it doesn't really freeze much. I think Ice Age is like the only attack that freezes, and it doesn't even freeze for like a crazy amount of time. So there's no really like, oh, freeze combo freeze, you know what I mean? So that's why I put ice so low at the list. Next up we got flame. Now flame, don't get me wrong, flame has a very solid moveset, a very well-rounded moveset that I do feel personally, I think it's probably the most well-rounded fruit in the game. I would say so. It's like between that and magma. I would say it's the most well-rounded fruits. Flame allows you to combat people from distance, close range, and mid range, which is super cool. It does have low gear reflex, so that's pretty nice. And you do get flame flight, if I remember correctly. You do get flame flight, which is also pretty useful. Wait, do you get flame flight? I'm pretty sure you do. Whatever. I know smoke has flight. Can't remember if it was one or the other, but yes. So flame, like I said, just a well-rounded fruit. Doesn't do crazy damage though. It does nice damage, but it doesn't do like bizarre damage like some of the other fruits that are on this list. But like I said, it is a well-rounded fruit. I'm taking that over ice any day. And it was I was very conflicted on where to put flame, just because it's such a nice fruit. But as I go on into the next fruit, you guys will understand why flame is where it's at. But personally, I feel like flame is definitely somewhere like in the middle. of like all the fruits. Alright, so this is where it starts to get interesting. This is where people are going to want to start debating with me. This is where people are going to start being like, man, you don't know what you talking about. Man, nah, this, that, and man, bro, trust me. Like I'm saying, man, I don't know. Some people may not think about all the factors because there's just so many things that go into PvP more than just damage. Now, so next up on the list, we have smoke. Now, like I said, a lot of you guys are probably gonna be thinking, yo, this guy is crazy, man. He put smoke over, like, smoke was he, like, if you look at the shop, smoke is like less valuable than gum. And you're like, whoa, how you put smoke all the way over here? Like, what's going on? But I think it's less valuable than gum. I'm pretty sure, yeah. But yeah, it's crazy, man. Smoke goes hard. Now, the reason why I say this and the reason why smoke is so high on the list is because smoke is like the most combo efficient fruit out of all of them. Okay, now it doesn't do the most damage, doesn't do crazy damage, but smoke is extremely combo efficient. One, because it has a move that grabs you. It has a move that literally, it has a projectile that shoots out and then it grabs and pulls the whoever is hit closer to the user, which is super dangerous and super nasty, especially if it's someone that is that doesn't want to get close, because whether they have low defense, you know, and they just don't have a lot of attacks that are good close range. So you being able to control the play field like that is such a huge deal. Not only that, smoke has another attack called smoke cloud that lets you shoot a projectile that then forms a cloud wherever it landed, and it forms a cloud that continuously damages anybody in it, which is super nice, you know what I'm saying? So not only are you getting hit by the attack itself, the cloud is constantly hitting you or damaging you while you're in it trying to get out. You're trying to get out, constantly taking damage. It is something serious. If someone has a high devil fruit stat with this fruit, man, they could do some nasty combos. They could pull some nasty plays with this, and they could do some serious damage, you know what I'm saying? So smoke also does get flight, which is pretty nice, so it allows it to, you know, kind of close distance and create distance, in addition to just regular smoke fist, which is just, you know, putting out damage. Next up on the list, we have light. Now, light is one of the most toxic fruits in the game. Just personally, just speaking, just from experience, it's like one of the most toxic fruits to fight, because light users are like the most track star. They're like the biggest track stars that you'll ever meet, man. Them light users go crazy. They'll just fly around, cause light does just the flight that light gets is ridiculously fast. If someone uses light and they fly away from you, you're not catching up to them. You just better hope that they come back to you or something like that. It has insane range. All of light's attacks are insane, have ridiculous range. They'll snipe you from super far away. They'll be able to snipe you from the sky, and not only that, their attacks do explosions too. They have light kick, which is like creates this gigantic crescent slash type of light beam of light. It's just ridiculous. And it has some, that attack has a huge hitbox, has light barrage or whatever it's called. I don't remember what it's called in this game specifically, but it'll just go crazy, do some nice damage, and just light is just so toxic, man. And as soon as they get low, they can just fly away, create distance and a gap between you and them, and they'll just literally impale you and just snipe you and just do crazy damage to you while they're in the sky. And it's one of the most annoying fruits to fight, man. If you are fighting a light user, you better be able to, one, hope that you can close in distance during their cooldown for their flight, and not only that, make sure that you're able to put out enough damage during that cooldown window. Okay, you gotta do damage to take them out before they'll be able to fly away, start spamming you with all these attacks. Once again, luckily light doesn't do crazy damage compared to the next fruits that we're going to be having on this list. Light doesn't do crazy damage, so it's like, okay, like at the same time, if you're getting hit by attack after attack after attack, it starts to add up. Next up, we have dark. Now, dark is super toxic. It's extremely broken in team combats. As you, oh my goodness, I don't know if any of you guys see my previous videos, but if you're like fighting with a team, man, Dark is super busted, bro. Like if I'm ever going into a crew battle or a crew fight, I want a Dark user on my team, because Dark has 2 attacks that basically kind of like cause people, like anyone hitting it, to be stuck as one, called Dark Pool, which is, it basically freezes everyone that is in the pool of darkness. They can't move or do anything. And it also has I think it's called Black Hole or Dark Hole, where basically the person creates a black hole literally in their fist, and it pulls in any, like, it has the most ridiculous range. Like you don't even have to be on top of the person, like you just pull them in, and not only that, the user can hold the person there, and they can just sit there taking damage after damage after damage. I don't know how many of you guys watched on my like my first video on this game, or Main's video on this game, but Main and I were teaming up against like Seiji, the owner, X Regis Ace, man, and it was ridiculous. Like Main was just trapping people with this dark hole, and I would just come out of nowhere and just do the most ridiculous amount of damage. Next up, we've got Tremor. Now this fruit is honestly ridiculous, man. This fruit does insane amount of damage. It does insane amount of damage, bro. If you are fighting a Tremor user, oh boy, you better be able to tank some hits, because this thing does crazy damage. The only thing is that Tremor is not very range. It's very close to mid-range. Has 2 mid-range attacks, and then also an AoE. So in those attacks, like I said, it is limited in range, so it doesn't have like, you're not getting sniped by Tremor at all, like ever. But like I said, the thing about Tremor is that it just does ridiculous damage, and if you get hit by one of these attacks, it hurts, man. It hurts. It does insane damage. Not to forget that tsunami, the Tremor tsunami is just crazy because it's super fast. The tsunamis come in quick. It's not like I feel like in blocks fruits you get like a period of time where you could react to it at least, or have some type of window to where you can try to escape and you can maybe pull it off. But in this game, it's like if they call it, it's coming. Like it's coming instantly, and it does some really nice damage too. Does some good damage. Not to forget the fact that it's just ginormous, so it's hard to dodge. The only problem with tsunami, I would say, is that it only works at a certain height. So if you're like in a really high elevated island, you can use tsunami all you want, but the tsunamis aren't gonna come. It's based on the height of the actual ocean and the actual water in the game, which makes sense, but it's also like a huge disadvantage to any of the users, because if you're like fighting on like a high mountain or like a cliff or whatever, there's times that you're gonna use tsunami and it's just not gonna come. You're gonna be like, what the heck. Last but not least, we have Magma. Now I feel like this is a second tier list I've done, and Magma has been ranked #1 on my list. It was the same thing in One Piece Awakening, and I don't want you guys to think that I'm like biased against Magma, like, oh, he's just a huge fan of Magma. Magma isn't even my favorite fruit. My favorite fruit personally are Ice and Phoenix, both of which are like Ice is literally the opposite of Magma. So I don't want you guys to think I'm being biased against it. It's that these games just make Magma extremely good. Now Magma in this game has, like I said, I don't remember if you guys were listening earlier, but I said Flame had probably the most well-rounded fruit or well-rounded moveset along with Magma. Now Magma, I feel like, is everything that Flame is, but better. Like literally everything that Flame has, Magma has it, but also does it better. It gets flight, it gets like a magma fist, it gets magma wolves, which shoots out multiple gigantic like magma or wolf projectile heads that do good damage. you get volcano eruption, which is a nice AoE, and you take damage while you're in it. Not to mention the fact that when you shoot out magma attacks, they leave pools of lava, and if you walk in it, you take damage. It's like if you get a direct hit and you gotta walk out of the pool, you're gonna take more damage. And not only that, you got the magma volcano, the fist volcano or volcano eruption or something like that, where you shoot the fist up into the air and it just comes raining down on you, doing insane damage, bro. Insane damage. Like I said, it's just the most well-rounded fruit, but it also does ridiculous amount of DPS. So if you are highly offensive, you want a nice damaging fruit, I put this over Tremor because magma has, like I said, it's more well-rounded, it has more range, in addition to having the Logia reflex, making it way better and more efficient for PvP. Alright guys, so that was my Devil Fruit tier list. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. Once again, let me know if you guys had any opposing feelings or opinions that you want to share. Let me know down in the comments below. And in addition to that, if you guys did enjoy the video, do me a huge favor, hit that subscribe button if you are new. If you are subscribed and haven't done so yet, make sure to turn on the notification bell so you know when your boy uploads another dope video just like this one. With that being said, until next time guys, we are out.